Let's take a look at how the Nigerian equities market is shaping up in midday trade. The local bourse is trading sideways at the moment on poor risk appetite, now down by about 0.32%, but still above the 38,000 point mark. However, investors still cannot get enough of Forte Oil and Transcorp, which made headlines recently after both companies acquired power assets from the federal government. On the flip side, investors cannot continue to avoid insurance stocks like the plague, and the recent solvency requirements announced by the industry regulator may throw the sector further into turbulent waters. Felicia Adigun, Senior Associate at Planet Capital, joins me now in the studio for a market update and also to look at Nigeria's insurance space. Thank you so much, Felicia, for taking the time out to join us.
Good afternoon.
Let's take a look at the market indicators at this time. I'm looking at the OSHA index down, obviously some profit taking. But like I mentioned, it's just amazing how Forte Oil and Transcorp, particularly Forte Oil, continue to advance in price value. Yes, we know what the key drivers are, but I'm just thinking, especially for Forte Oil, I mean, does the recent rise, what we're looking at, does it justify the fundamentals?
Yes, I think Forte Oil has done pretty well. If you look at their Q3 result, it was very well. It was very good. That stock has actually returned more than 1,000% year to date, and it's not only about Forte Oil. Even corn oil has done very well, done about 200% year to date. But if you compare Forte to Transcorp, Transcorp has done about 100%. It hasn't done too badly. Okay. You have to remember this is a stock that was punished very heavily by the market. It went down to as little as 50 kobo, but to have gone, I mean, they've done very well this year right now. So Forte Oil, the Q3 result was very good, and I think that's what we're saying.
Now, looking at technical fundamentals and all of that, is this stock, especially Forte Oil, is it not in? You don't think it's overbought territory?
I don't think so, and I think as we're going to begin to see them take over the power plant, I think the performance will even do a lot better in 2014, and I think that's what investors are beginning to price in right now, and that's going to continue going forward. Okay,
because it's trading at right now at 104 naira at 90 kobo. That's obviously a new year high for Forte Oil. Yeah. So do you expect to see, as we go into the new week from Monday, do you expect to see some profit taken? Because I imagine that perhaps some short-termists might, who have been some speculations here and there, might want to take some profits in the new week. Do you see that coming?
Yeah, some people could take some profit actually, but I don't think a lot will change in terms of what investors think about Forte Oil. I think more people will want to buy into Forte Oil. I think the company will continue to do well, and I think share price will still continue to go up. So profit taking, yes, a little bit.
Okay, let's leave that. Obviously, we're going to be keeping an eye on this particular story. It's very, very interesting what's happening to Forte Oil. Let's go over now to the insurance sector. We did hear recently the NICOM, the regulator for the industry. They have announced new solvency requirements for insurance companies. That definitely is going to put more pressure on their earnings. So how is this going to, how would investors receive this, and what does this mean for the insurance companies themselves?
Yeah, you have to remember that this is a sector that is troubled already. And for NICOM, for the regulator to actually bring this now, we don't think it's the right time. But you also have to remember that NICOM is trying to ensure that only healthy insurance companies are out there. Insurance companies that can pay dividends, insurance companies that can cover their liabilities. So the initiative itself is good, but the timing, we're not sure it is right. Okay, so it will further put more pressure on them.
Okay, because I'm also looking at their results, and many of them are yet to even declare their full year 2012 results. And I hear that perhaps the international financial reporting standards and of course this solvency requirement may be putting pressure on that also.
Yes, I agree with you. Many of them, they've not declared, they've not submitted their results, and I think it's partly because of the IFRS, like you said, not particularly too much about the new requirements. I think it's just about the IFRS.
But they have to do it. I mean, if that's what the regulator wants, they have to do it. And okay, do you think we might see perhaps mergers and acquisitions going forward? This is one issue that has actually been brought to the fore so many times. The regulator tells them, and even analysts say, look, if you want to survive, we know what the issues are. Why don't you all come together, pair up and, become stronger entities? Obviously, we'll have fewer players in the industry, but if that's what it's going to take to make them stronger, why not do that path?
Well, I'm not sure that it's not too clear if that's the right way to go. We saw that in banking consolidation, and what you also saw in banking was that banks had too much money to play with. Post-consolidation, some banks struggled. So for the insurance company that is already troubled, it's unclear at the moment if that's the right thing to do.
Okay, so what's going to happen going here? Because we know what the sentiment is towards this sector, especially at the stock market. I just saw one of the results today from Sovereign Trust Insurance. Both the top line and bottom line were down more than 54%. So that perhaps could even be a sign of the kind of numbers we should expect coming from many of them. Although we know one or two or three of them actually bring out good results. But overall, the sentiment is still quite bearish. So is this going to continue?
Well, like you said. Some of them, most of them are not doing very well. But if you look at custodian, it's not doing badly. ICO, I mean, it's just. But
those are because in the man said we can just pick 4 of them out of over 10 of them.
True. But I think going forward, it's you would not blame it on the insurance companies. It's just the insurance culture generally in Nigeria. They don't compete favorably with their peers. But I think NICOM is bringing new initiatives. Remember, very recently they brought the no premium, no cover, and that has increased premium. That has increased turnover significantly. So going forward, working with NICOM, I think a lot of progress will be made.
So we're going to have to wait to see how this reforms, by NICOM helps them strengthen their balance sheets.
Exactly.
And perhaps we could see more awareness, in the media, general public, encouraging them to buy more insurance products. Okay, let's come back down to the market. We're still looking at sideways trading at the moment. For you, what has been the defining factor for trading at the market this week?
Well, this week you would recall that the month started on a positive note. Pretty much the same way the quarter started on a positive note. When the quarter started, it was because the exchange was introduced. That played out positively for the market. Now, Q3 results came out. Even though the Q3 results was mixed, they didn't do too badly, but standalone Q3 result was very poor for most of the stocks, and so we didn't expect that the bullish run was going to extend too far into the month, and that's why you saw yesterday that the market closed flat. Today, well, we have to wait to see how the market will close, but going forward, we think that bullish run hasn't been sustained, and we might begin to see the bearish run to the end of the month.
Okay, I guess.